guys, Sheena here with Main Home Gardens. I was not going to do this video, then I thought, it's been a while since I did anything with Broccoli Raab. I had a taste for like a potato hash type thing, and I thought I wanted to add some greenery and some color to it. We had some baby squash that we harvested from the hoop house, and it's crazy to be harvesting that in January, December. It's wild. But yeah, we have that, and we have our Broccoli Raab that we harvested from the fields. I have some green onion in the freezer that I'm going to be adding to this as well, and our pre-made hash browns frozen from the store. So right now I've already started chopping that's the squash that we started chopping, and I'm going to chop up the Raab. Now in the past, for this type of preparation, just something quick that you're going to pan fry, in the past the thicker part of the stem, let me put this over here, this part here on down required more cooking. And so when we pan fried or sauteed, stir fried, however you want to say, the broccoli, those stems were still pretty tough. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off this portion that the leaves are on, and of course the one little flower that's on there, and that's what I'm going to chop up. Now this other part is not going to waste. I'll just throw it into the freezer, and the next time I'm doing like a soup or something that's going to be on the slow cooker for some time, then I'll chop that and add it to, probably I'll chop it before I put it in the freezer to save myself some stress later. But yeah, so if I were going to be cooking this a different way, that it would be on the heat longer, then I would use it, but we're going to just save it for later. Broccoli Raab is one of those really no waste produce items that you can grow. So we're happy to grow it, and we're even happier to eat it. Alright, let me get started. I did go ahead and separate the thicker end of the leaf stems. Even though they're not super thick like the main stem, they, I think, will require a little bit more cooking. So I did separate those out. I'm going to put those in with the squash. But as for the leaves and the little few, oh, so cutie. I ate a couple of those, so oops. Oh, there's the stem. Okay, so those will go in first. I'm putting the squash in early too because I want some of the moisture to cook out. And all that is going into a medium sized pan on medium heat with olive oil. And I'm going to let that heat up, and then I'm going to start adding my items. I'm going to start with the squash and the Broccoli Raab stems, and also the potatoes. I'm going to add them at the same time. So I'll be back after I get all that added. Not sure what I was thinking. I just had one of those duh moments. I didn't realize that these weren't browned, so I'm going to let them get some type of a brown on them prior to adding these other vegetables. So this will probably take, I don't know, 5 minutes. We'll see. So got a little distracted by Netflix and stop laughing at me. See, that's not cool when your children laughing at you. So yeah, I got distracted by Netflix, and my potatoes got a little browner than they're supposed to get, but it's all good. They're not burnt, and we're going to preserve this recipe. You guys ever watch that show called Heartland? I like to try to find shows that are not full of all the language and cursing and nudity that, I don't know, seems to dominate entertainment nowadays. That's one of them. Quite funny. The grandfather on there, he's a mess. So I went ahead and added the squash and the stems. And then I backed down the heat a little bit. I may add a little bit more olive oil to this to keep it from drying out. There's not a whole lot of moisture right now. You see a little steam coming up, but I'm just gonna play that by ear. So I'm gonna keep stirring this. I'm not gonna go back to Netflix. I'm gonna stay attentive to my meal. Be right back. So my green onions, all 6 or 7 Ziploc baggies of them, are deep in the bottom of the freezer. And so we just restocked with a bunch of frozen veggies and some other stuff, and everything is too hard to get to. So I just got a yellow onion off the counter and chopped it up, and in it goes. Which, had I known the green onions were inaccessible, I would have put this onion in there way earlier, but I like onion flavor. It doesn't give me indigestion or anything, so it's all good. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and add in our greens. There we go. That's beautiful. Just looking at the pan is beautiful. You want to really set this off in the beginning. Mince some garlic in your olive oil and then start adding things in. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be using garlic powder today, as well as some of our home seasoning blends that we've made that are also on the shop page. So if you haven't checked those out, feel free to. And these are the seasoning blends I was telling you about. This is the mild. Since it's one that we did for us, it just doesn't have a label. Himalayan sea salt. Himalayan pink salt, excuse me. And all kinds of other homegrown goodies. Okay, so I just made a hole in my veggies and added the egg. It was moving kind of fast because everything was cooking fast all of a sudden. So I'm gonna get that stirred up, and it's time to eat. And it is brunch. Add cheese to this. Eat it alone. Add to some grits. I mean, it's gonna be good no matter what you do at this point. So I'm gonna get it plated up. I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna finish my show. This is Sheena, bringing you some homegrown goodness from our garden to your table.